Hi friends, Pastor Jim here. So this is Lucas Hall, kind of the morning after. We had elections in here for 4 wards in Sheboygan. I think there are 26 wards in the city, and we had wards 2 and 3 and 11 and 12 voting here. I don't know what the results ended up being. This is early the next morning. But I just want to express my gratitude to the church for allowing this building to be used as a polling place. We saw so many neighbors and friends, including many church members, coming in to vote. I'm thinking a lot about an article that Nate Hagans wrote that I posted on Facebook a couple of days ago. Nathan Hagans teaches at the University of Minnesota, and he does a lot with energy and economics. And his article, I've just printed up for my own reference, is called "No Matter Who Wins." And he's basically talking about how tribal we are as humans. It's part of our evolution. And fast forward into the future, we're kind of in this liminal space between our nation's history and the future. And his whole point of his essay is no matter who wins, it's going to be there's a lot of work to be done. And I'll just summarize the end of some of these section headings. No matter who wins, we have to navigate with each other where 50% are excited about the vote results and 50% are despondent or angry. No matter who wins the election, the coronavirus will still be with us. And granted, we're making strides toward a vaccine, but there will be another coronavirus in the future that we need to be prepared for. No matter who wins the election, we're going to have to find ways to support the weak and the vulnerable and the unemployed, he reminds us. And these may be in the numbers of tens of millions. No matter who wins, we're forced to deal with all sorts of challenges to our environment, to nature. We're going to have to change the fact that our economy and culture has face the fact that our economy and culture has hit an iceberg. And he has this metaphor about the Titanic, which of course is a very often used metaphor. He talks about first class, second class, and third class passengers, and they all had different response to the fact that the Titanic hit an iceberg. No matter who wins the election, we're going to have to face a large and growing number of bankrupt and insolvent companies because of what's happening in the economy that's on the horizon. And we can argue with that, but time will tell. No matter who wins the election, we'll have a decades-old financial bill that's coming due. That goes back to before the 2008 financial collapse. Whoever wins the election needs to find a balance between domestic policy and global policies. Whoever wins the election is going to have to deal with the fact that U.S. oil production has peaked, and it's getting harder and harder to eke valuable fossil fuels out of the ground. Whoever wins the election will have to face this uncertain energy future. Whoever wins the election will have to talk about our cultural goals. We'll need some kind of metrics that go along, complement economic metrics, to talk about what's important and how are we doing. Whoever wins the election will have to include the natural world in our plans and discussion. And then this is an important point for people of faith and people of hope. Whoever wins the election needs to know and remind us that there are opportunities for joy and impact and meaning to continue to exist. Or maybe another way of saying it is, we can't count on them to remind us, but we can remember that we have opportunities for joy and meaning in our life, no matter who wins the election. And he ends by saying, no matter who wins the election this week, we're on the cusp of major change, which will require both top-down and bottom-up interventions and cultural emergence. I hope you can play a role. I don't know Nathan Hagans. I've corresponded with him on email, on Facebook, but he's got this post that's called No Matter Who Wins. So I invite you to Google that or look at my Facebook post from about 4 or 5 days ago. Thank you, faithful friends and members, for allowing this space to be a place where democracy can be worked out. Maybe we go back and read Parker Palmer's book about healing the heart of democracy, where we need to learn, the 50% need to learn to talk and listen to the other 50% in our culture today. That will keep us busy for the rest of our lives. God's blessing to you.